I don't even know how to describe it personally, but from everybody that has heard it, they say new metal, and I don't think it is new metal, but I get it. I get why they're saying
From screamo
that.
to black metal to new
Yeah,
metal.
right. Literally, yeah.
Hello, my name is Lachlan Watt, and music is my life. This week's episode is with Matt King, the guitarist and vocalist of the Austin, Texas-based hardcore, screamo, black metal, whatever you want to call it, three-piece Portrayal of Guilt. Matt also runs a record label under the same name, and was most recently responsible for putting out my 2025 Album of the Year, Cam Girl, by Crippling Alcoholism. This was the final of my Day 1 podcast at Damnation Festival in Manchester last month, and while I've enjoyed all of Portrayal of Guilt's albums, I've never really dived too deep into their lore. So a lot of this podcast is me learning about the band's story as I went. We also talk about their forthcoming new album that supposedly sounds a little bit like nu metal because his favorite band is Korn, the learning curve of running a record label, how incredible Crippling Alcoholism is, and a bunch of other side topics along the way, such as how cool a good mixed bill can be. But just quickly, speaking of side topics and mixed bills, just wanted to flag that my next tour is fast approaching in January with the debut Australian shows from the mathcore supergroup Better Lovers. If you're not familiar with them, they feature 3/5 of Every Time I Die, Greg from Dillinger Escape Plan on vocals, and Will Putney from Fit for an Autopsy on second guitar and production duties. It's a really cool mix bill with support from the UK new grunge outfit Split Chain and Australia's own screamo lords Blind Girls. We got shows in Brisbane, Newcastle, Sydney, Melbourne, Belgrave, and Adelaide. They're all happening from January 23 to January 30. Hit up destroyerlines.com for all the info. Portrayal of Guilt really impressed me at Damnation, just one of those bands that almost makes you do a double take when you remember it's only 3 people making that much noise. But let's get into the chat, shall we? My name is Lachlan Watt, music is my life. Please subscribe to the pod if you appreciate it. And now I give you my conversation with Matt King from Portrayal of Guilt, the band and the record label. Cheers and Happy New Year. So you guys have toured with Deafheaven before, right?
Yeah. I think it was 2019, but it was like a Touche Amore Deafheaven co-headline tour, and then we were the opener. So
In Europe?
yeah, Europe. It was crazy.
How's this one comparing so far?
I mean, it's cool to be like the direct support, but we're like 2 shows in now. I mean, so far so good. So, but Damnation was fucking incredible. So hard to match that.
Yeah,
Moving forward.
First time catching you guys, it was really impressive.
Thank you. Oh, hell yeah, it was fun.
How do you find you go at the more sort of metal-oriented crowds like this?
It's kind of weird. Like, I can't say we've done a lot of like metal fests or like even metal tours or anything like that, but it seems like people here like appreciate it. Somewhat like Roadburn, you know, like we did that a couple years ago, and everyone was like excited and all that. So it was like a similar vibe. But anywhere we go, I never expect anybody to like know who we are in the first place. So it's just always like if anyone cares, I'm excited. So, you know, to have a crowd that big, it's great.
Yeah. So as a band, you don't really seem like you're too fussed by genres.
Yeah.
But I find it kind of funny, like if you Google Portrayal of Guilt, it's like Portrayal of Guilt is an American black metal band.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So whoever did that, I mean, cool. Yes.
But with that in mind, I guess, tell me about the band's origins, because you started in the screamo world, right?
Yeah. It was me and our drummer, James. I had this other band previously, and we had him drumming near the end of the band, and I've always just written songs at home. That's just, I don't know, I just do that. And I had a few songs that I had written during, I guess, the end of the last band, and I was like, you know, want to jam. So we ended up doing that, but a lot of it was sort of like reminiscing on a lot of the old like screamo stuff that I used to listen to when I was discovering music, maybe when I was like 16. Around that age, it
And what bands were they?
was like, Page 99, Majority Rule, City of Caterpillar, just a ton of other shit, similar like grind and other shit, say The Locust, and other like Justin Pearson fronted bands and shit like that. But I just like found myself like I only did vocals in the last band, so I was just like learning guitar basically, writing these other songs, and pretty much just had them like 3 songs on my computer. We jammed them, recorded them, and then like put it out. But it's totally influenced by like Majority Rule, Page 99. Specifically, they're split together just because the writing is so fucking weird. I just love just weird sounds. So that's where that came from. But
Nice.
yeah, that's how we started. So
And is the black metal thing just like an unintentional?
I think it's unintentional.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like we all listen to some black metal, but I think it's more or less like an evolution from what we were starting to do when we started the band. Because I feel like the black metal thing didn't even come around until maybe like the first like full length album or whatever. I guess that is kind of black metal, only because we play fast. I guess there's no like we're definitely not thinking about other bands. For the most part, when we're writing, we just kind of start playing.
Yeah, like you're not going like this is going to be a mayhem part.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
But then
yeah.
just kind of accidentally, it sort of sounds like you got mayhem parts.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I'm doing because the whole time we've done this band is just me learning guitar. So like I feel like every record that we do is better because I'm getting better at guitar and like writing and stuff like that. So
It's funny. I've always kind of thought that like screamo and black metal, even though generally they couldn't be more sort of like aesthetically and perhaps like ideologically like different.
yeah.
Sonically, there is a ton of similarities.
Oh,
in
totally.
how it's played.
Yeah. Some people get it mixed up, but at the same time, like me personally, I don't care. But some people are like pretty like hard on that, making sure the genres are like tight. You know what I mean? So I just don't talk for the most part.
Yeah, you just let the music happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been what, like 2 years since you put out a record, with Devil Music.
Yeah. 2 years. Yeah.
It's time for a follow up soon. You got anything
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
in the wings?
Yeah, we just actually finished a record in, I guess, May. We finished it. So I think we're looking to put it out in March. That's the plan. So, yeah, that's the plan.
How would you describe the record?
I would like, I don't even know how to describe it personally, but from everybody that has heard it, they say new metal. And I don't think it is new metal, but I get it. I get why
From
they're saying
screamo
that.
to black metal to new
Yeah,
metal.
right. Literally, yeah. I mean, it's definitely like a mixture of what we do with, fast songs, like weird, fast, heavy songs, but it's also kind of like there's a couple of songs on there that are like songs that I wrote on my computer and that weren't necessarily going to be like Portrayal of Guilt songs and then just ended up working.
So is it possible that maybe like the kind of industrial element sort of accidentally became new metal?
Maybe, actually. But I mean, like, Korn is my favorite band. So, like, that always, I carry that with me at all times. But I don't know. Like, it's really just up to whoever listens to it. But I would say, like, if you like hardcore, if you like metal, if you like new metal, or even just like, not, like pop songs. Maybe not like pop songs, but pop song structure, that then they'll like the record. I hope.
So it's got catchy choruses?
Yeah, definitely. Or that's something that I wanted to do this time around, just for the sake of trying it out,
Yeah, I was going to say that's new for you guys, right?
Yeah, definitely. But it's like there's something for everybody, I think. But again, it's hard to like describe our own stuff because truly it's just, just happens. I don't even know how to play guitar. I just do it.
So did you play anything before guitar, just vocals?
Bass.
Right.
Bass. Yeah, that's my first instrument. And I actually wrote a lot of the bass parts on the new record. So I think all around it's a little more groovy, and maybe that's why people are saying it's like new metal. So I don't know, whatever.
So is it a bit less collaborative with your bandmates?
A little bit less, but only because our drummer lives in New York, and it's hard to I mean, obviously, like we can't practice with him, and usually we're used to that. Usually, we all lived together previously, so we would practice like multiple times a week, and so that we were just writing songs all the time at that point. Then he moved, and then so now we can only kind of get him down when we're touring or when we have something coming up. So this time,
So
pretty much.
is that how you guys were able to be so prolific in those early years?
Yeah, definitely.
You had like a stereotypical punk house with a jam
Pretty
room?
much, yeah, pretty much. I mean, not a jam room. We had like a space for a while. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, we also didn't really have shit going on. Like, I mean, we all had like our jobs and stuff, but nothing was really getting in the way of like practicing,
Did you play shows in the house?
What? No, our house, no. That'd be pretty sick. We've definitely played quite a few house shows, but never in our own house.
Must be very strange being a band that, found your feet in the DIY scene and playing house shows to then be at a legit metal festival like this.
I know, yeah. But like, I mean, anytime we get an opportunity like this, we're like proud, because we obviously remember where we came from, But it's always exciting to do something like this. I mean, this was fucking crazy. We just played like a festival in Poland like a few months ago that was fucking incredible, and I feel like this just like.
What festival was that?
It was called Off Festival. The lineup was very interesting and also tasteful, but this is more like metal, like a metal festival, which is cool too. But I don't know. I feel it's just cool to be like appreciated in multiple scenes, I guess. But doing the metal thing, it was fucking incredible.
Is the metal thing happening for you in the States, or is it just kind of Europe only?
I mean, I feel like we haven't really done too many like metal tours or anything like that. Like anytime we headline in like America, we're putting our own lineups together, and for the most part, we try not to do, if we're like the heaviest band on the bill, then we're just looking for other bands that we like. For the most part, I guess like we toured with Touche and Deafheaven in 2019. I think we've done maybe like, I don't even know, like 2 or 3 other tours that have metal bands on them or something like that. I honestly can't even fucking remember, but. Yeah, I feel like we do more metal stuff in Europe for some reason, but I mean, we're definitely looking to do more metal stuff. So, I guess it's a good start.
Yeah. What's the most recent tour you did in the States?
We toured with Touche Amore and Soul Glow last year, I guess 1 year ago in October. Yeah, that was our last tour, which isn't a bad last tour.
So you've just been working on the record?
Yeah,
since
pretty
then?
much. Yeah, that was the plan. Initially, I think we were trying to get it done earlier, but it just ended up taking like the whole fucking year.
Do you guys like self-produce and self-record?
Not so much. We used to kind of, but now we're just like, we have a friend in town who we've worked with a lot, and like it's just easy to just drive to his place because I wouldn't trust myself recording. I'm still like new. I'm still using like what do you call those little interfaces? I don't even know what it's called right now. Anyway, it's got the 2-channel, whatever. It's really small, so I don't think I could do good with that.
And so when you said you're like self-taught,
Yeah, self-taught. Yeah.
like are you using like YouTube tutorials or just like picking up guitar and figuring it out?
I think from what I remember, I just started learning tabs, and like I don't even remember how I learned how to do that, but that was the way that I figured it out. But like, I don't know. I also like played guitar for a little while when I was younger, and then like didn't play guitar for years, and then just picked up a guitar again and kind of like figured out like I'm just hitting notes and stuff until something sounds good, and then I'm like okay, and so like anytime like I have so many conversations with people about guitar and like music theory and stuff like that, and I'm like I don't know anything about that. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like maybe here and there I'll go on YouTube and like, try to pick something up, but I don't know. I have just a very weird way of playing guitar.
You obviously prefer playing guitar and singing as opposed to being just a singer?
I would prefer to just play guitar. When we started the band, there was a singer, but before we did anything, and then just it didn't work out, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." And then So here I am doing both. I mean, at this point, like it is what it is. Like I enjoy it. I'm capable of doing it, but I just want to play guitar. Like in an ideal situation, I'm just playing guitar.
So the band did used to have more than 3 members, right?
Yeah, at one point, yeah. When we started, we did have like a dude doing noise and stuff like that for a while, and then he ended up playing bass, and we ended up, I guess, just replacing him with a bass player, and then just kind of, we were just using like a SP404 sampler for a while, and then I started doing it, like, so I was doing the sampling and everything else, but then we just got like one of those drum pads, so now James is doing it in the back, so
Sweet.
yeah, easier.
Keeping it more simple.
Yeah.
And affordable.
Yeah, literally.
So you guys able to like live off this band, or you got jobs you're doing at home?
I know James and Alex have jobs outside of the band. For me, our label, I do a lot of work for that, and for the most part, with the deals that I make with any band that I work with, I'm able to make something at least, for the work. And with that, that's like what I'm using for the most part to pay the rent, for me at least. But when we tour a lot, we do make a decent amount of money, so I'm just good at like fucking saving money. So I've collected enough to where I can just kind of chill, and I haven't worked for like years at this point. So I'm just kind of trying to stay doing that as long as I can,
If you can keep doing it, then why the hell not?
Yeah, exactly. Life is easier that way.
Yeah. So why does the label have the same name as the band?
So I started the label mainly because I know like it's sort of like an influence on, say, like Converge has Death Wish, but also Iron Lung. They have Iron Lung Records. And I thought that was fucking cool because it's like, I mean, it's the band putting the records out, And I don't know, that stuck with me always. And I was like, I'm going to do a label under the same name. And because I didn't so much want it to be like I wanted the band to be more than just a band. So it's like it operates as a band, it operates as a label, and so somewhat like a collective. Like,
so the other guys are helping out a bit with the label side of things too?
Honestly, it's just me doing the label, but I mean, it's just like a personal project. At the same time, I could have named it anything, but I just named it. I just wanted everything to be housed under Portrayal of Guilt. Like I have other endeavors that I would like to do with the band and the name and whatnot, but we're not quite there yet. But for now, like the label, yeah, you know what I mean?
What would one of those endeavors be if you like had nothing else holding you back from doing it?
Oh, man, I don't know. Like, I mean, just an all-around, like, well-oiled machine of, like, graphic design, art. Like, in a perfect world, like, I've always wanted to say, like, live in, like, a warehouse and then, like, or, like, we all live in the warehouse and we practice there, write there, whatever. But then it's also, like, an art space for, like, all of our homies to come and, like, do what they do, whether it's, like, band practice, working on art, doing whatever, basically. That's always, like, the what I wanted to do with it for the most part. But I mean, just an all around like community, essentially, just based. But it all starts with the band. So let's say, who knows how long we're gonna do the band, but if the band ends at some point, it will continue on, and it, the same.
Yeah, the kind of energy of Portrayal of Guilt
Pretty
can
much,
go in different directions.
Yeah, exactly.
What was like the first kind of impetus for you to go, hey, I'm gonna start a label?
It was pretty early on. We had some I had a side project thing that I was working on with a friend, and we were talking about putting it out, and we're like, why don't we just like put it out like through the band, because I was already thinking about that. This was probably like 2018 or some shit. But I had a friend at the time who had like a DIY label, and so basically he was doing all the work for me, basically, because we were just releasing cassettes. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly can't even remember where I was at the time, but I know that I had like the idea and that I wanted to do it.
What was the first release?
I think it might have been, I don't know if it was either a tape version of our first LP or technically, I guess it would be our first EP because it came out on this label, Miss the Stars, which is a German label. And then for a moment, Deathwish had it and was distributing it. And then at some point, we like switched it from Miss the Stars to like Portrayal of Guilt, basically. And so that technically is like the first thing, but Deathwish is the one that put it together. I think after that, it was like just a side project of mine. And I think the first few like things are just kind of friends of ours at the time. It was honestly not serious at that time. It took like 7 releases or something to be like, okay, I think I'm gonna like,
I can actually pay my rent with this if I want.
yeah, or at least like I wanted to take it more seriously.
Yeah.
So, or maybe to like fill time. I can't remember if like COVID had anything to do with that. You know, it's like a bunch of free time or whatever. But yeah, I just felt like taking it more seriously. I don't know what the motivating factor was there, but
Just following some unknowable gut instinct. Maybe.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
What's been one of the most brutal kind of learning curves about it for you?
I would say, well, first of all, the thing is with the label, like, it's just me and I don't know what I'm doing, like no one really does, I guess.
Kind of just like guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
Figuring it out.
Like literally, like just figuring it out. And, but at this point, I would say like just handling other people's financials. Like I don't fucking like that, like keeping tabs on numbers and shit like that. It's just, it to me always feels like too much responsibility. And, but the whole thing with the label was I always wanted to be fair. And like, so anybody I work with, like I want them to get paid. Like, of course I would like to make something to make it worthwhile to do the work, but it's very, very small compared to what I want, like my friends to get paid. That's the whole thing, but yeah, the financials thing, I don't like that. It's always made me uncomfortable, but so I'm still getting used to that. I have it figured out, but then also like fucking the record that I just did, Crippling Alcoholism, they sold a ton of records. And so that, like, figuring out how to navigate doing like a 2 LP thing, and then like getting that shit situated and ordered, and then dealing with like 100 or so people emailing me all at the same fucking time based off of something that I had nothing to do with. It's all fucking learning,
Yeah.
So like, at this point, like I have people that I'm having to hire to work with me to like get those records out. You know what I mean? Like that record is getting to my house like next week, and then it's shipping immediately.
My next question was going to be, when's my copy coming?
It's coming next week. It's going to start getting out there next week. So, but yeah, there's a whole like situation on why it's so late. But it's
what happened?
Realistically, the way that the band, does things, and I feel I'm the same way because I don't like waiting. When you put
they
a
just
record
wanted to
out,
put it out.
Exactly. They just wanted to fucking put it out, and I totally understand that. And there's like, a few things that you got to pay attention to when you put a record out, at least in my opinion, and that's just making sure that, I would say, getting the record, like there's nothing wrong with doing a pre-order, but like making sure the record's maybe like pressed or like almost pressed before you like announce it and like get out there. But again, they definitely wanted it out sooner. So I was like, you know what? If you want it out, I'll fucking put it out. I don't care.
Yeah.
But, I tried to be as transparent as possible about it. And of course, it's like fucking delayed and shit. And
I used to do a DIY label, and I learned after a couple of similar sort of experiences that I would not announce pre-orders until I had a confirmed test press.
Yeah, exactly. So, the thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, for me, it's if they wanted to do that, fucking do it. Like, I'll do my best with that, but then it came back to fucking bite me, because I'm getting like blown the fuck up at this point. And and people just seem to forget that, one, it's just me, and two, it takes like 3 months to get a record in. So,
Yeah, and I imagine just being one of those people myself, like Crippling Alcoholism fans are like very serious about being Crippling Alcoholism fans, so you must
For
be getting
sure.
fucking punished.
Oh my God, yeah, totally. But the reason I think is because it's Bandcamp, honestly, because something on there like I just didn't look at or something. So it like tells you that the record is gonna get to your door at a certain day or something. You can like set that day, I guess,
Yep, yep.
yourself. And I didn't know that. So I guess there was already like a day in there. And I was like, I didn't realize that. So everyone's like, yo, it said it was going to get here this day. And I was like, where are you getting that information from? And then turns out it's like a default setting on Bandcamp or some shit. And I'm like, oh, great. So now I changed it at this point, but it's too late.
Yeah. You made your bed accidentally.
Yeah. But every time I learn something new. So now it won't happen again.
Yeah, that record is like head and shoulders my favorite record of 2025.
Oh, it's good.
And I would go as far as saying they are my favorite new band of the last decade. Like, I've never heard anything like it. It's fucking unreal.
Oh, definitely. Whatever they're doing is working, that's for sure.
How did you come across them and get involved with them?
Well, so I had heard about them initially from, so there's like two dudes from the band Revocation, and they came to our show in Richmond like years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. And I had talked to one of them. I think it might have been, I don't know if it
Brett?
one was Brett for sure, but I think Ash also was like, just like, yo, listen to this shit. You know, it was probably one of them. I can't remember exactly, but Brett was the one that like kept in touch about it basically. And then he sent it to me, told me to check it out. And so I didn't check it out for a while, like, you know, and eventually I did, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually fucking sick. It was the record before Cam Girl, and and I was just like, damn, this is tight. And not long after that, I got a message, and it was from them, you know, just saying that they fucked with us, and like, you know, they write a certain way because of you guys and whatever. And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. And they were like asking about putting the record out, something like that, working with the label. I was like, yeah, of course. I mean, that's fucking, first of all, like, awesome that you feel that way, or that if we have anything to do with that, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, I didn't have anything going on at the time, I think, label wise. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then eventually like talked about it, came to an agreement, and got it going. It was pretty simple, I think.
Yeah, it's funny. They kind of just been stumbling into this like insane sort of status and like level of adoration, like that. Like with Love, I pre-ordered the LP for that, and was hitting them up in a similar situation, being like, "Yo, when am I getting my vinyl?" And they're like, "We don't know what to do. Like, we've undercharged massively on the postage, and like, we're going to lose a ton of money by shipping all of these records to Australia."
Oh, yeah.
So they ended up just shipping all of them to my house.
Really?
And then I shipped them all out from there.
Damn.
And figured it out that way.
Yeah, see, but yeah, that's the thing. They're just learning, or, you know, Tony, he's learning. Like, he, you know, has the special sauce on writing songs. And if you have that, like, that's incredible. And, but, you know, when you have that and you're not like used to, you know, working, you know, in the game, the music game, whatever, then yeah, you know, you got to learn. So at this point, they're in a good place, but
has
learning.
Has it opened the door for you to do bigger things with the label?
I would say yeah. Like people are hitting me up all the time to like do records and releases and stuff, but again, it's just me, and you know, if we're touring all the time, I can't really do too much. So this past year we haven't toured pretty much at all, so I've had like a ton of time to do it. But I mean, yeah, you know, there are definitely people interested in the label, which is all I could really ask for. But hopefully, I mean, I would love to do like a bigger project. I'm just fucking still learning myself, so it's.
But you think you might like step up and get like proper distribution?
Oh yeah,
and all that
I
in
mean,
the near future.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the plan. That's like my next move, because I mean, at the end of the day, for us, like, ideally, we are putting our own records out, and we can do everything that, you know, the industry does ourselves, ideally. So I do need to like get to that point eventually, at some point. somewhat soon, hopefully. We'll see. Like, distribution is my next move, though, for sure.
So you're putting out the next Portrayal record?
Maybe not the next one, but I mean, I put out all our splits. So like, we have another split that we're working on that should be out next year. That I'm gonna put out. So I'm like doing that for now. But even then, it's like once I do a record for us or like a split, then it's another like 500 plus fucking records that I got to ship out, and then it turns into a whole thing. And honestly, I mean, realistically, I don't want to do any of that. It's fucking terrible. But
what was the last split you guys put out?
It was split with Chat Pile.
Oh yeah,
and
huge.
Yeah, it was great. But yeah, I think it has like 3 pressings now, maybe 4. But yeah, it would just sell so fucking fast, and then just shipping it all out is horrible. But I'm getting it figured out, so maybe it won't be so bad in the future, but we'll see.
You got any releases in the pipeline that you can sort of tell us about?
Nothing big, that's for sure. Usually when things happen, they kind of happen very fast, But I know I'm working with this band Porcelain from Austin. I'm supposed to be doing their next full length, so that is the next thing, I believe. And then I have another like friends band from Austin that I'll probably do like a tape for them. And yeah, aside from that, I don't really know. Really just depends, because like our record comes out probably in March, and our plan is to pretty much be on tour all year round. So unless I can find somebody to like hire permanently to like do everything while I'm gone, then probably not much. So we'll see.
So you Austin born and bred?
I'm from San Antonio. That's where I was born, but Austin is like an hour away, hour north. That's where I've lived there for like 10 years at this point. Yeah.
How have you seen the city change in the last decade, like since it became the kind of LA expat sort of tech billionaire comedian central whatever joint?
They still call it the live music capital of the world, and it's not that whatsoever. It's like insulting to get like at the airport. There's like a huge guitar when you get off, and it's like live music capital. And just like insulting for any musician at this point, just because it's the city is not catering to musicians. I'll just put it that way. It used to, but not anymore.
Like no government support?
I don't know. It's just fucking weird. Like, I mean, like DIY. Let's say that. Like there was a good DIY scene out there. I mean, there's also like a lot more venues that are not around anymore, and DIY venues. I mean, there might be like one right now, and it's maybe like a house, if that.
Right.
So like it's in.
Because it was like South by used to be there, right?
Yeah, and it was like fucking awesome back in like, let's say 2012, 2013, maybe up to like 2015 or something like that. Because there would be like shows everywhere, house shows, DIY shows, this, but now all these venues like don't even exist anymore.
And so it's not like a lack of bands, it's just a lack of sort of infrastructure to support the bands?
I would say so. I mean, there's a million bands, but in like, I guess our scene or whatever, there's definitely not a lot of bands. But either way, like there's just also not a lot of venues. So I don't know. But at the same time, I've just been so busy that I personally am not paying attention at this point.
So last year you put out Christfucker 2.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It's just a remix album from Christfucker. But it took like 2 years to do. It was just basically like getting the stems and then hand-picking artists that I liked, and which took 2 years because I just wanted it to happen like organically instead of like putting a list together. So each person that we like have worked with, we at least have some sort of personal connection with at this point, which is the idea.
What was your connection to Buzzcole?
Well, I'm just a fan.
Yep.
But also he toured with Spike Hellis, who we're friends with, and honestly, that one was sort of a shot in the dark because I was just like, "Yo, I'm a fan of your music. Would you like to do a remix?" And then he was down, and we've talked about like touring and stuff together, but just has not.
He's got a hardcore background.
Yeah, I feel like it would work. It would make sense. I mean, we would love to tour with him here. But like we just haven't had any like tours ourselves like that we put together. But in the future, I mean, I'm gonna hit him up for sure. Like we wanted to do Australia with him. I don't know how that would go, but the lineup would be cool.
It'd be interesting, but yeah, I don't think he plays a lot of kind of crossover shows.
Yeah,
I think he's
yeah.
done some stuff, but
Right.
yeah, I think it's perhaps a tough sell.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of the like mixed bill things, like I'll always try to pitch them, but yeah, it's people are not quite there for some reason, which doesn't make any sense, right? Like at this, it's 2025, and the concept of like a mixed bill that's not a festival is just foreign to like fucking anybody, unless you're like Turnstile or some shit, and then it's genius.
When a mixed bill works well, I fucking love it.
Same, yeah. I mean, who wants to see everybody wants to see the same band like 4 times, but for me, I can't.
Slam metal fans like to see the same band 4 times.
Shit,
Metalcore kids.
Yeah, totally. I cannot do that shit. But it also makes the metal bands on the bill seem even better when you see them live, because it's like you get this whole mixed bag of like different genres of music and shit. And then, yeah, you're more excited to see the band that's heavy.
Cool. Well, I'm all out of things to ask you, Matt, and I'm pretty faded, keen to go watch some bands.
Same.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. Thanks for having me to do this.
No worries, man. Thanks for coming on, and hopefully we can get you to Australia sometime in the next year or two.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, sick. Cheers. Thanks for listening to Music Is My Life. This podcast is self-produced by me, Lachlan Watt. I'd like to thank Audio-Technica Australia for providing the high-quality equipment that has made this possible, as well as Patrick Galvin at Hollowbone Studio for the design. The killer theme music that you are currently hearing was written by the legends TJ Cowgill and Sam Saljuki. Catch you in the next episode.